Welcome back at one of the Bears Travel Plays YouTube channel. Today is Sunday, November 10th. And we're going to be looking at some plays for the Sunday slate of games. I'm really excited about this slate. We got a game in Germany extremely early. We've got a great Saturday night football game between the Lions and the Texans. And we have the potential for the Dallas Cowboys to fire Mike McCarthy in this game after the Eagles dominate them in their season for the first time all season long. I've got something to watch for in this Dallas game. Hopefully the Eagles, our rivals, put us out of our misery. But before we get to those plays, let's take a look at the Thursday night plays. They're not on the previous plays, but I got them right here. We had the Bengals plus 6.5. They did cover. The Bengals lose another game to the Ravens, up by 10-plus points late in the game. Lamar Jackson is just so good. Everything he does is just amazing. He's going to win another MVP this season if he keeps it up. And even if he doesn't, I think he's got the MVP basically wrapped up. Zay Flowers, over 59.5 receiving yards. I said the line stunk, and I have now taken Zay Flowers against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and against the Bengals, and both times, for some odd reason, he had one catch for 11 yards, and I think he had two catches for like 25 yards in this game. So I'm sure he's going to go off for 100-plus yards next week when I don't take him. The other player prop was Joe Burrow, over 2.5 passing touchdowns. That was plus 220. That one did, or actually it was plus 180, I think. That one did cash. Joe Burrow did that to Jamar Chase alone. So shout out Jamar Chase. Shout out Joe Burrow. 2 in 1 day. That is the updated leaderboard right in front of you. Let's take a look at the Sunday plays, and we are going to start in Arrowhead. The Kansas City Chiefs going up against the Denver Broncos. I said the Chiefs, they put together a pretty good performance in the last game against the Buccaneers. That was the best performance I've seen from Patrick Mahomes this season. The book is giving us the Denver Broncos with 8 points. I'm going to go ahead and take those points. This is a division game. It's a rivalry game. I don't think the Chiefs are that good. Me saying that the Chiefs are not that good, probably kind of crazy because they're undefeated. They're the last undefeated team in the NFL. But with that being said, they are the worst team in NFL history who have started perfect in the first 8 games. The Chiefs, they're the worst team with a plus 56 win margin. So that is something to look at. Might not mean too much, but that does mean the Chiefs, they're not blowing teams out, and they have historically not been able to blow teams out in the regular season. Patrick Mahomes has been very good going up against the Broncos with only one loss against them in his entire career, but that was last season. And this Broncos team, I think they're better than last season. I do think the popular play and the public play in this one's going to be the Denver Broncos. I'm going to side with the public in this one. I think the Broncos is giving them a run for their money. I think it's going to be a defensive battle the entire way through. We're going to see a couple touchdowns maybe late in the second half, but I think these teams are going to be trading off field goals for the most part. I'm going to take the points. Play good defense, Broncos. Don't turn the ball over. Give me the points plus 8. For the next play, we're going to be looking at the Falcons going up against the Saints. Walk in their trap, take their trap. That's what Kirk Cousins says. That's what I say. That's what the Atlanta Falcons are going to do. This is going to be an absolute blowout going up against the Saints. In New Orleans, they made their best decision of the season. They fired their head coach, Allen. That was the worst head coach in the NFL, in my opinion. Dennis Allen, he made no adjustments every single game. Even if the Saints came out hot, they scored a bunch of points. All those plays, all those points, they were scripted before the game. This guy did no coaching during the game. This is possibly a coach's bump situation. I saw him in the press conference. This seems like a real football guy. I kept saying this team's all about heart. We're all about passion. We're all about effort. Gave me some Dan Campbell vibes, not physically, but what he was saying was like what Dan Campbell said when he came to the Lions. Even with the rah-rah speech, even with the coach's bump, this team's not going to be competitive. I think the Atlanta Falcons, they've got a real shot to be a playoff team. They've got a real shot to be a competitive playoff team. Robinson's been great. Kirk Cousins, ever since the first couple of games of the season, he's been playing great. Defensively, they've been pretty good. It does look like they're going to be missing Drake London in this game, but I'm still going to take the Falcons in this one. Minus 4.5. They win this game big. And for the final graphic play of the day, Sunday Night Football. Lions going up against the Texans. It looks like we're going to see Nico Collins back in this game. For the Lions, they're going to get Jameson Williams back. This team's a buzzsaw right now. I'm going to go with the Lions in this game. Everything they're doing is working. Even Dan Campbell going for it in Lambeau. First drive of the game, raining, 4th and goal. Beautiful setup for that touchdown on the first drive. This team has big balls, plain and simple. Sometimes that comes and bites you in the ass, but so far so good for the Lions. Every single week, I rank the teams in the NFL. The Lions, they are right now my number 1 team in the NFL. Again, only my opinion. Everything they're doing is perfect. They've got a great running back duo. St. Brown's been great. The defense is playing well. Jared Goff has been the most efficient quarterback in the NFL, maybe behind Lamar Jackson. They can do no wrong right now. I'm going to take them minus 4.5. I do think the Texans make this a competitive game, but at the end of the day, you're not going to want to be betting against the Lions. Give me them against the spread as the final graphic play. Let's go over to some player props for Sunday. And we're going to start with Brock Purdy, 49ers going up against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I do feel bad for the Buccaneers in this game. They've been dealing with a lot this season. Injuries, defense is playing bad. Now they got to worry about Christian McCaffrey coming back. He's probably not going to be a massive impact in this game. I don't know how many snaps he's going to get, but it's just another guy that you got to worry about. You have Deebo Samuel, George Kittle. I think Jawan Jennings might be coming back pretty soon as well. But Brock Purdy last week against the Cowboys, he did whatever he wanted in that game, had 260 yards. He didn't really have to play because they're so bad, but he hasn't had this total in 4 consecutive games. He hasn't gone over 262.5 passing yards in 4 consecutive games. This is the game that he does it going up against the Buccaneers. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers, they gave up 1 million yards to Patrick Mahomes. He had his best game of the season last year. I think he went for 300 plus. This Buccaneers team, they're horrible defensively. And again, I do feel bad for Baker Mayfield. That guy is doing everything out there. He went down the field in the last game against the Chiefs at Arrowhead, tied it up. Todd Bowles said, no, let's kick the extra point on the road to win the game at Arrowhead with Patrick Mahomes on the other side. Let's put it up to a coin flip, make this game a 50-50 shot. This Tampa Bay team defensively, they've been bad all season long. They're one of the worst teams in the NFL. They're giving up 255.9 yards per game through the air. Brock Purdy now has a weapon like Christian McCaffrey in the backfield. It's just going to make him so much better. The middle of the field is going to be wide open in this game. The linebackers are going to be crashing down for the run. You also have the ability to just swing it out to McCaffrey, and he can go for 80-plus yards every time he touches the ball. So give me Brock Purdy here, over 263.5 passing yards as the play. For the next play, short, sweet, to the point, Cowboys, Eagles. Unless there's an injury in this game, which I never root for. I hate injuries. Saquon Barkley is going to have potentially 150-plus yards, probably 200-plus yards going up against the Cowboys. Again, unless he is injured or he is pulled in the first half, there is no way this prop does not hit. The Dallas Cowboys this season, they've been god-awful. Defensively, offensively, special teams, coaching, practice, post-game interviews, pre-game interviews on talk shows. This team can't do anything right. The only thing they've got right so far is nothing. Jerry Jones is making sure that whenever he's gone, whether it's just stepping away or in the dirt, he's going to make sure this organization, this franchise, is on fire for the next 15 years. He's going to take a step back. He's going to tell the world, look, at the Dallas Cowboys without me, they are horrible without me. They are nothing without me. They're a bad team without me. He's the one doing that right now. It's pure torture. Every time I look at Mike McCarthy's face on the sideline, I immediately turn the game off. I can't look at him anymore. Give me Barkley over his total yards as the play. Last play of the day, we're going to be looking at the Colts going up against the Buffalo Bills. Give me James Cook over 62.5 rushing yards. This one is way too low as well because the Colts, they're the second worst rushing defense in the NFL. They're going to let James Cook run all over them. Here's some stats on the Colts rushing defense. They've given up over 100-plus yards on the ground to 4 opposing running backs this year. They've allowed 1 or more rushing touchdowns in 5 games this year. The Colts are giving up 149.8 rushing yards per game on the ground. The Buffalo Bills, they run the ball 50-50 this season. This is another player prop that should be over by the first half. This and Saquon Barkley, lock them in. Give me the over 62.5 rushing yards as the final player prop. Let's go over to the last play of the day. We have one other play, 4 plays in total. We're going to look at the Jets going up against the Cardinals. Not a long breakdown. The Cardinals, they're in the hunt in that division because how poorly the 49ers have started the season. But this Jets team, they are 1 loss away from being basically eliminated. They've got to win this game to keep the playoff hopes alive. I know it's ridiculous. We're so far away from the playoffs. But again, the Jets, you never know. I mean, the AFC is kind of duty anyway. Like, they got to compete with the Chargers for that 7th spot. The big thing in this one is they got to stop the run. James Conner, the Cardinals are going to try to run the ball in this game. The Jets haven't been able to stop the run all season long. They got to do it in this game. They also have to get Devontae Adams the ball. Aaron Rodgers and him, they finally hooked up last week, got their first touchdown. Maybe the connection is stronger this week. The wheels are in motion for the Jets to run the table, as Aaron Rodgers likes to say. I'm going to take the Jets here on the money line. If they screw me here, done for the season. The Jets are going to be eliminated from the playoffs. If they lose this game, they got to win this game. So give me the Jets. Money line is the play. All the plays. We're going to take the Broncos plus 7.5. We got Atlanta Falcons minus 3.5, Lions minus 3.5, and then the Jets money line. We're going to go with James Cook over 62.5 rushing, Brock Purdy over 263.5 passing, and then Saquon Barkley over 91.5 rushing. Play that up to 150, 250, 350, whatever you want. Guys, it's going to do it for the NFL plays and props for Sunday, November 10th slate of games. If you guys enjoyed the content, please be sure to like this video and subscribe channel below. See you guys next video, and thanks for watching.